Okay. Yes. So if we see, this is the Kuru family where we see at the end, we see Shantanu, he married with Satyavati and Satyavati, and then he also married with Ganga. Their both son was Bhishma, and then we see there are various there are two sons, Vichitra Virya. He had two wives, Amba and Ambika. No, Ambika and Ambalika. So from Ambalika they got Pandu, and from Ambika they got Dhritarashtra. So now this is the Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Pandu married Kunti and Madri, and Dhritarashtra married Gandhari. Okay, so from there we see the sons of Pandus were called the Pandavas. The five Pandavas were Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. Though Karna is actually a Pandava, but because he supported the Kaurava side in the war, therefore whenever we mention Pandavas, he is not actually included. But by birth, actually, he is a Pandava because he is the son of Kunti. And from Dhritarashtra, we see there were all the 100 sons of Kauravas were there. We see Duryodhana, the important one were Duryodhana, Dushala, and Dushwana, and there were other 98 sons, and also they had one daughter. So that's how, if we see, this is the entire, and then we see the five Pandavas married with Draupadi, and they themselves had also different wives. So that is how we see the entire Kuru family is. So now see, the main war is between the Pandavas, the sons of Pandus, and Kauravas, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Now what happens now? What is the basic scenario is that why is this Bhagavad Gita? Okay, that in the middle of the war, what happened is that Arjuna started lamenting after seeing the army field, and then we see, to convince him to fight the war, we see Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, and Sanjaya narrates the Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra. Now we see how we got to see and everything. So there are a total of 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita, and they are divided in 18 chapters. First 6 chapters is based on Karma Yoga, 7 to 12 chapters based on Bhakti Yoga, and 13 to 18 chapters based on Jnana Yoga. So we see now we'll be dealing with Karma Yoga. So see, have you ever seen a sandwich or a burger? So the middle stuffing area, is there in the middle, which is the most tastiest part of the entire burger. So similarly, we see that in Bhagavad Gita, the middle 6 chapters are the most important chapters because they are based on Bhakti Yoga. Because Bhakti Yoga is considered the topmost of all the yogas. So we see first 6. Now we'll be dealing with first 6 chapters, that is of the Karma Yoga. The division of 700 verses, majority of the verses are spoken by Lord Krishna because he is the one who instructs Arjuna. So he has spoken 574 verses. Now these all things are not important to remember. If they're important, I will tell you later, but I don't think so they will ask this. Now we see Arjuna. Arjuna spoke 84 verses. Sanjaya spoke 41 verses, and Dhritarashtra spoke only 1 verse. And that is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, which we'll be seeing very soon. So now we'll start with the chapter 1. That is observing the armies of the battlefield. We'll see how different people give their views according to their own perspective. So and this chapter in Sanskrit is called as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. That is, in literal terms, it means the lamentation of Arjuna. Means Arjuna, when he becomes sad by looking at his own relatives. So now this is the division of the chapter. First we'll see Dhritarashtra's query, Duryodhana's fear, blowing of conch shells. Then we'll see Arjuna slowly starts observing and getting fear. And then after that, we see how Arjuna reasons not to fight the war. Now there were different reactions of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and Arjuna to the same battlefield. Now we'll see the first shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Yes. So we'll start. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsabah mamakah pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Anybody would like to read with me? Only one person.
Hare Krishna. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre sambhaveta yuyutsava mamaka pandavaskava kimakruta Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, being so desirous to fight? Hare Krishna.
Okay, so now we see this. What in this we see after assembling in the place of what did my sons and sons of Pandu. See, you can here clearly see the we see that how he was distinguishing, how he was differentiating between his own sons and the sons of Pandu. This is how he was showing discrimination between his own sons, and so he was favoring only his own sons, not the sons of Pandu. Now, what is he saying to? He is asking to Sanjaya, and this is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, and this is the only verse spoken by Dhritarashtra. Now we'll understand in detail about the sloka. Now, who was Sanjaya? Why was the person who was narrating to he was narrating Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra was Sanjaya. So now Sanjaya was actually a student of Vyasa. So now see, he was actually sitting in the kingdom. Okay, he was sitting in the palace nicely and explaining the entire situation of the war. Okay, so now we see whenever we have to see any sports match, we have live streaming. Okay, we can see even through the even through our TVs. Okay, so that's how we see that. Just like that, in the same way, Dhritarashtra was given the live stream of the warfare by Sanjaya, as he was narrating. Dhritarashtra could analyze everything that is going on in the battlefield. Now, how could he do this? How could he do do live streaming of this entire war to Dhritarashtra? Actually, he had received this mercy of Vyasa, his guru, that he was given special eyes so that he could envision the entire battlefield of Kurukshetra even while he was in the room of Dhritarashtra. Now, why Kurukshetra is called Dharmakshetra? Kurukshetra is called Dharmakshetra because it's a very religious place where religious rituals are present, and we see that whenever we do farming, right, there will be so many unwanted plants that will be, what are they called? Weeds, right? So now we try to remove those weeds so that they don't take up space, and they don't harm other ripe crops. Okay, so similarly we see a battlefield of Kurukshetra was just like a field where we see the weeds the weeds of the Kauravas army were about to get wiped out, and dharma was to be established in the world. Now, what were the reasons? Why did Dhritarashtra show so much of doubtful nature, and why was he inquiring? He was highly doubtful about his son's ultimate victory. See, because he knows that his sons, though they had actually the Kaurava side has 11 Akshauhini Senas, and Pandavas had 7 Akshauhini Senas. So we see definitely by number and quantity we see that Kauravas were much better than Pandavas. But the thing is that Kauravas were in the side of adharma and Pandavas were in the side of dharma. So whenever we are doing any irreligious activity, even though you may be powerful, but there is always a sense of fear that the good might win over the evil. So therefore he was highly doubtful about his son's victory, and he did not want to compromise between the cousins, and he wanted to be sure that of his fate on the of his of the fate of his sons on the battlefield. And he was very fearful because Kurukshetra was a dharma kshetra. So therefore, the outcome of the holy place would definitely support the religious side. Now, what was the state of Dhritarashtra's mind? That he deliberately claimed his own sons as Kurus and separated Pandus from the family and heritage. Now, see, Kuru is the entire family name. Okay, so therefore, since they are belonging to the same family, therefore both the families should be called Kauravas. Kauravas means the descendants of Kuru. Okay, but what diplomacy did they show is that they named their own sons as Kauravas, but Pandavas' sons are Pandavas, not Kauravas. So that is how we see that is how we see the diplomatic nature. So this is the same thing I told you, that in the Dharma Kshetra we see the unwanted weeds or the irreligious people will be wiped out. Okay. Pashyaitam Pandu Putranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudhan Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Would like to read the translation?
पश्येत पाण्डुपुत्राणामाचार्यमहतीं च युधां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
Okay, so see here, we see that Duryodhana observed armies. First, Duryodhana observed the armies, and then he went to his teacher speaking the following words. Now, see how intelligently he's choosing his words. See, behold the great army of sons, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. Okay, actually, see what's the background story of this. If you understand, then you will be able to understand the diplomacy of Duryodhana. Is that actually we see Drupada and Dronacharya had some kind of enmity between them. Okay, so we see that Drupada was so furious and so much willing to kill Dronacharya. So actually, the son of Drupada is Drishtadyumna. Okay, so basically, how did Drupada get Drishtadyumna? Actually, he got from a yagna, and in that yagna he placed the Lord of Fire, that is Agnidev, to get a son that would kill Drupada. Okay, so he was that son only, Drishtadyumna, who was going to kill Drupada. So therefore, we see this is how he is giving anger towards Drupada. He's spreading hatred and anger towards the other side of the army by saying that that army is very intelligently, you know, arranged by your own disciple, that is Drishtadyumna. So even though Drishtadyumna was born to kill Dronacharya, but still Dronacharya accepted him as a disciple. So now he's saying that, he's trying to show that, Pandavas were his favorite students. Okay, so he's actually indirectly trying to spread hatred, so that while fighting, he does it with anger and full passion, so that he shows no mercy on the other side, just because there are his students are there on the other side. Now see, in the 11th sloka, we see what does he say is that he praises the powers of Bhishma, and felt like, he gives less importance to the other warriors. But then after that, how does he compensated that everybody should protect Bhishma? So that's how he's using his diplomacy. Now, great warriors described by Duryodhana. So these are just warriors, you can go through it. Pandava said there was Yudhana, Virat, Drupada, Drishtaketu, Chekitan, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kuntibo, Chaibya, Yudhamanyu, Uttamauja, the sons of Subhadra and sons of Draupadi. And then we see on the Kaurava side, these are the great warriors: Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna, Kripacharya, Vikarna, Ashwathama, Saumadatta, or Bhurishrava, Jayadratha, Kritavarma, Shalya. And he's saying that Kauravas have immeasurable strength, while Pandavas have only limited strength, as they are leaded by Bhima. Okay. Anye Chabahava Shura, Madarthi Etekta Chivita, Gnana, Shastrapaharnana, Sarve Yuddha Visharada. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. So conclusion is that all would die in the battlefield of Kurukshetra for joining the party of the sinful Duryodhana. So therefore we see that this shows Tyakta Jivita, that he's showing his proud that, see, all of them are ready to die for me, Okay, now we see the blowing of conch shells. Okay, so 1.12, that Bhishma blew conch shell. Now what's the significance is that why this blowing of Bhishma's conch shell signifies that there would be no victory for Kauravas, since Lord Krishna himself is present on Pandava's side. Tatashankasya bhairyasya parnavanaka gomukha sasaivabhya hanyanta sashabdastumulo bhavat. After that, conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, horns were all suddenly sounded, and on the combined sound was tumultuous. That all these sounds were actually signifying the beginning of the war. Okay. Now we see the various conch shells. This is very important. If you try to remember the verse itself, that would be much better, so that you'll be automatically able to remember all the name of the conch shells. Okay. So these name of the conch shells are very much important. So try to remember them when you go through the slides. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrikodaraha. That Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his called Devadatta. Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra. King Yudhishthira's blew his conch shell Ananta Vijaya. Nakula and Sahadeva blew Shughosha and Manipushpaka. And then other various people blew their conch shells, like King of Kashi, Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virat, Satyaki, Drupada, sons of Draupadi, and the sons of Subhadra. They all blew their respective conch shells. So this is how the both the armies blow their conch shells, signifying the beginning of the war. Tatasveter Hayarukte Mahati Syandani Sitau Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradatmatuhu. That on the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. So they blew their conch shells, and what was the effect of that conch shells is that Sagosho Datarashana Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabascha Prativim Chaiva Trumulo Bhyananadayan. That the blowing of these conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both the sky and the earth. It shattered the hearts of Dhritarashtra. So therefore, it caused Dhritarashtra. It caused the fear in the minds of the Kauravas. That's what happened when the Pandavas blew their conch shells. This all signifies the victory of Pandavas. Now, what are the signs of Pandavas' victories? This is also very much important. Yes. So what you see here is Dharma Kshetra. That first is that first reason why we seek why this first reason why we seek Pandavas are going to win is Dharma Kshetra, because Kurukshetra is a Dharma Kshetra. Therefore, we see the religious place would support the religious people. Yes. Then Kapidhwaja, that is the flag which is present on the chariot uh, of of Arjuna. So we see this flag. But now we see. Can you see any? Can you see any evident personality on that figure? On that
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Yes. So it is Hanuman who is present on the flag of uh, who is present in the flag of Arjuna. So that's how it signifies the victory of Pandavas. Then Shankhanada, that is blowing of conch shells. And we see that the result of the conch shell was that the hearts of the Kauravas were shattered. Then we see Gandiva, that is the bow of uh, Arjuna, which helped uh, which was given by, and Pashupatastra, which was given by various demigods. So that's how that also signifies the victory. Then Tyakta Jivita.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, in Dharma Kshetra, why the number is second?
Hey. Oh yeah. I think so. There is one more reason which is given before. I forgot to see that. So that is divine chariot. The chariot of Arjuna was given by Agni Dev. That is the Lord of Fire. Then we see Tyakta Jivita. We saw that, we discussed that in the 9th verse. Then Mokshada Ekadashi. The war of Kurukshetra actually started on the day of Mokshada Ekadashi. And on this day only we see Gita was spoken. So that is how we see, that is why we celebrate Mokshada Ekadashi also as Gita Jayanti. Then Bhagya Lakshmi. Now Bhagya Lakshmi means the wife of the goddess of fortune, who is the wife of Lord Krishna. So wherever Lord Krishna will be present, the goddess of fortune of course will be present. So therefore fortune or Bhagya Lakshmi also was there on their side. And Rishikesha, Lord Krishna himself, who is controller of all the senses, was present in the battlefield on the side of Pandavas. So this all are the various reasons. Okay, now let us see that observing the army by Arjuna. Arjuna uvacha senayoruvayormadhye rafan sapaya mechuta yavanetad niriksheham yodukamanavasthitan kairmaya sah yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame. Who like to read the translation? Devyang Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Arjuna said, oh fallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trail of arms. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of the Rashtra. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So here Arjuna is instructing Lord Krishna to move the chariot so that he can view all the people, all the great warriors on the other side. Though he already knew, but it's like, last time you just want to see who all are present there. Now here Krishna, Ratham Sthapaya Mechuta, that is Achyuta. Here Arjuna refers Krishna as Achyuta. So that means Achyuta means that he never fails in his affection for his devotees. Now see, what does this signify? See, Krishna, who is the Lord himself, if he accepted a insignificant position like a charioteer for Arjuna. So therefore he is pleasingly calling him Achyuta, saying that you are so kind to us that you became my charioteer, and since you have become my charioteer, can you please move towards the middle of the battlefield. Now, why did Arjuna wanted to see? He wanted to see the supporters of even-minded Duryodhana estimate their strength, and it was not for peace proposal. Now Lord Krishna drawn the chariot in between of the army. See, here we see the various Kauravas and Pandava army, and right in the middle is the chariot of Arjuna. We see Krishna now is saying that now you may behold all the Kurus assembled here. Yes. Okay, who would like to read the translation?
Ma'am, I can.
Yes.
There, Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, material uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Grandfathers like Bhishma and Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya and Krupacharya, material uncles like Sleya and Sekuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like Lakshmana, friends like Ashwadhama, well-wishers like Krita Varma.
Now we see why did he become overwhelmed with compassion is that he see all this his own well-wishers on the other sides of his own well-wishers and relatives on the other sides of army. And his maternal uncles like Shalya and Shakuni. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's see. Arjuna Uvacha Drishvemam Swajanam Krishna Yuyutsam Samupastitam Sidanti Mama Grathrani Mukham cha Parishusyati Vepatuscha Sharire me Romaharshascha Jayate Gandivam Shamshate Hastat Tapchaiva Paridahyate Nacha Shaknomyavasthatum Brahmati Ativa cha me Manaha Nimittani cha Pashyami Viparitani Keshava. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. I'm now unable to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only the causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon." So we see there are various symptoms which are showed by Arjuna. Okay, limbs that are quivering, mouth was drying up. See, these were all due to his soft-heartedness or compassionate nature. So we see whenever we are extremely fear, we can notice such symptoms. The whole body will start trembling. Your hair will start standing on end. The Gandiva's blow will be slipping. The skin is burning. Skin will feel like as if it's burning. Legs are unable to stand and mind is reeling. All this, see, whenever, let's say, maybe in previous, maybe when you have first time gone to the stage or given, trying to speak something, right? And you are like extremely scared of the audience. That time you might would have felt such kind of symptoms, because you'd be like you'd feel very you'll have a lot of amount of stage fear. So therefore we see, like, you can notice at least some of these symptoms during whenever you are like present on stage or some, whenever you are present on a stage, you will feel like stage fear or performance pressure. So now let's start with the next sloka. न च श्रेयो न पश्यामि हत्वा स्वजन माहवे न कांक्षे विजयम कृष्ण न च राज्यम सुखानि च. Who would like to read the translation?
Mataji, I do not see how many good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
So we see here Krishna, we see Arjuna here cannot see anything good that can happen by killing his own kinsman. Kim no rajina govinda kim bhogai jivitena येषामर्थे कांक्षियं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्य पितरः पुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहः मातुला श्वशुरा पौत्रा शाला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छापि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराजस्य हेतोः किं नु मयि कृत्य निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान् Kapriti Janardana. Okay, who would like to read the translation? I hope it's visible now.
Hare Krishna Mataji. O Govinda, of what evil to us our kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield. O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, matriarchal fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers, no other relative are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me. Why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all the living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them even in the exchange for the revolts, let alone this earth. What pleasure will be derived from killing the sons of the Dhritarashtra? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here we see that what is Krishna saying, that what pleasures will we get? Here Arjuna is saying that what pleasures will we get from killing all these people, what happiness we will avail just by getting kingdom, but killing all our dear people. So why should I'm not at all, he's not prepared to fight even in exchange for the 3 words, let alone the earth. He's like, there's no enjoyment in this. That's what he's saying. Papam evasya yedasman hatvaitan atad atataina tasman narha vayam hantum dhatarashan swabandhavan sajanami katam hatva sukhina shamba madhava. Who would like to read the translation?
Ma'am, I can.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sin will overcome as if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
Here he mentions a Madhava. Madhava means the wife, the husband of goddess of fortune. So here he's saying that why does he mention Madhava here is that he's asking indirectly to Krishna that what fortune or what good will happen if we kill our own kinsmen, our own people. Yes. Now there are 6 types of aggressors which are described in the Shastras. These 6 types now this is an argument to Arjuna's proposal that we might get sin, okay, but actually in the Shastras there are 6 types of people, 6 types of aggressors that you can kill because that you can kill because as per the Shastras, and you won't receive any sin by killing them. A poison giver, an arsonist, one who attacks with deadly weapons, a thief, one who occupies another land, and the one who kidnaps another's wife. Okay. Now see, we see Kauravas has done all of these things. Duryodhana fed Bhishma with a poisoned cake. Then we see Duryodhana arranged a house of lac, that is Lakshagra. We see that incident to be built for the Pandavas and conspired have it to set ablaze when they slept. They poisoned to attack. They poised to attack. Then Shakuni cheated in dice game and plundered all their wealth. The Kauravas then occupied Pandava's land. Finally, they stole Draupadi by foul means, once during the dice game and once when Jayadratha attempted to kidnap her. So in this ways we see the Kauravas had done all these types of things. So therefore, they, even if they would kill them, they wouldn't receive any kind of sins according to the Shastra. Yadapya etena pashyanti lobapahata chetasah kulakshaya kritam dosham mitradrohe cha patakam katham nagneyam asmabhi papadasmani vartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashadbir janardana. Who would like to read the translation?
Ma'am, I can.
Yes. Start. Okay. Anybody else would like? Because he is not.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Oh, Janardana, all throughout these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Janardana.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Right. Now let us see. Oh, Janardana. So here they are saying that why should we engage in such acts of sin? That is what he is trying to explain. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kula dharma sanatana dharmanashte kulakritam adharmo bibhavatyota. With the destruction of dynasty, the eternal family tradition will be vanquished, and thus the rest of the family will become involved in irreligious practice. So, by killing these people, the family traditions will be lost, and the people who will be further uh, going in this family, they will all be involved in irreligious practice because they have no guidance of elders, as all the elders were killed in the battlefield itself. Now let us see what kind of family traditions we see. When irreligion is prominent in the family, oh Krishna, the woman of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, oh descendant of Vishnu, comes unwanted progeny. An increase of unwanted population would cause hellish life for both family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestor of such corrupt families fall down. Such corrupt families fall down because performance for offering them food and water are entirely stopped by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family traditions and thus give rise to unwanted children. All kind of community projects and welfare activities are devastated. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. So, I'll solve your doubt. because we are almost about to finish the chapter. Okay. After that, I'll just ask me, remind me. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now we see. So in these ways, he's saying that, see, if the elders are not there to guide, then what will happen is that uh, the the family will be polluted, and when family polluted, everybody will be polluted, including women. So when women will be polluted, they will produce unwanted progeny. So unwanted population would again be establishing irreligion. Okay, and when these people will establish irreligion, and they won't perform the religious activities, then the thing will be that even the ancestors will have to suffer because of the things, and the family welfare activities will be completely devastated. And when these family traditions are lost completely, the thing is that all the ancestral people will have to always dwell in the hell because of the actions of the people. Yes. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy our royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, with weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken in the battlefield, cast aside his bows and arrows and sat down on his chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. So now Arjuna is concluding that why should we perform these great sinful activities just for happiness of just for enjoying the royal kingdom. It's better that I myself get killed unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. So by this, Arjuna shows his compassion and grief towards Lord Krishna. And we see next chapter, Krishna will speak about it. In the second chapter also, there is one verse that he is saying that nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The sons of Dhritarashtra, whom if we are killed, we should not care to live, and now stand before us on this battlefield. So now let us revise the things. What were the Arjuna's 5 reasons not to fight? Is compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. We'll revise all this next class also. So don't worry. And also we see that you can just go through these saintly qualities when I sent you the slide. And also we see that you should remember, we should try to remember the 9 signs of Pandava's victory, and also try to remember the names of the conchals. If possible, next class I will be asking you few of them. And this you can try to go through once, all these things. These all things, a summary and all, are for you, so that you can read and understand the things better. So with this, we conclude with the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I'll be sending you the attendance link. Please fill the form. And once you fill the form, you can leave the class. Let me conclude the class with the prayers. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभु